You might call it flow, muse, or God. Science would call it cross-hemispheric neural coherence, left and right brain syncing in alpha-theta rhythm, so information feels like it's arriving rather than constructed. Same process, different metaphors for channeling your intuition and your higher mind. And perhaps, as you listen to these words, something inside you, it already begins to remember what it's like when things simply click, when ideas seem to arrive fully formed, like a melody you didn't write, but somehow always knew. And you might call that flow. Some call it muse. Others whisper the word God. Science, of course, gives it another name, cross-hemispheric coherence. That delicious synchrony, when the left and right brain stop arguing about who's in charge and instead start dancing. And maybe you had that moment when logic took a deep breath and intuition smiled, and they finally decided to build something together. Because when they do, everything hums. You solve problems you didn't even know you had. You paint without brushes, speak without thinking, love without needing to explain. Isn't it funny how, when you stop trying to control the outcome starts listening? You can imagine, if you like, your own brain as a bridge over a river. The left bank made of structure, the right of imagination. And as the two sides send light back and forth, a current begins to flow beneath. A golden pulse that knows exactly where to go next. Some people call that inspiration. You could also call it communication between yourselves. And perhaps, while you listen inwardly now, you can notice how every breath invites a little coherence. Breathe in, logic wakes. Out, creativity smiles. In, analysis clarifies. Out, imagination expands. And somewhere between them, you, the listener, the dreamer, the scientist, all humming in perfect rhythm. So now imagine this way of being, not as a temporary spark, but as a baseline state. A life lived in electric balance, where the analytic sharpens the intuitive, and the intuitive softens the analytic. So decisions come with ease, and action feels like inevitability. What would that change? The projects that once felt impossible might become invitations. Conversations that used to drain you might be symphonies. Even fear might start sounding like curiosity disguised as thunder. Because the truth is, the cost of ignoring this coherence is friction, and the side effect of denying flow is static. And you've felt that static, haven't you? That grinding tension of too much thinking, too little listening. It's not punishment, it's feedback. The universe whispering, there's an easier way to be brilliant. So right now, as you hear these words, your unconscious can begin rehearsing coherence. Every time you laugh, every time you get curious, every time you stop trying so hard, that's the moment your hemispheres sync. That's the bridge lighting up again. And each time that happens, the signal gets clearer. The noise gets quieter. And intuition becomes not mystical, just obvious. You might call it flow, muse, or God. Science still calls it cross-hemispheric neural coherence. But you can just call it home. And somewhere in the background of your mind, this understanding will keep unfolding naturally, safely. And each time you breathe out, create or wonder, until coherence simply comes the way you are.